Hi guys, I was asked to speak in English. Do we have any English speakers in here? Do we? One?
Lithuanian one.
Lithuanian one? Alright, so I will continue in English. My name is Jānis and I'm here to share some wisdom, worldly wisdom about business management, I believe, but I would say I'm an entrepreneur. I had to become a manager or a business manager because nobody else could do it. And a company was failing and I had to step up a little bit. So I want to talk about never stop learning because I have to say I'm failing a lot. I'm failing a hell of a lot and every day. And I recently realized the biggest failure till now is I have overpromised, underdelivered to my team. So I have to learn how to change myself, how to change the perception of my team. Everything started when I was this little. That's me. I don't know if you can see me, but I was a very, very curious kid. And what's interesting today in school, curiosity is being suppressed in general. So by the age of 18, when you leave the school, your natural curiosity is as much as you could gain it from playing with kids outside, but not in school. Then at age of 18, I left my home country, Latvia, and for the last 15 years, I've been pretty much living abroad, studying, working, expanding my world vision. So I went to Denmark, and actually studies there were totally different. They didn't spoon feed you the knowledge. They gave you tools to go and explore the world and actually figure out yourself what it is that you like. So curiosity is one of those characteristics that I think any entrepreneur or any business manager has to have in his arsenal, because if he's not curious about life, about business, about people, he's losing compassion, he's losing empathy, and that's a big part of actually managing businesses. You have to have that compassion and empathy. So another thing, a lot of people think that passion is a characteristic or thing that you have to have to be successful in whatever you do. You have to follow your passion. Well, I disagree. There's a word, aptitude. Does anybody know what aptitude means? Yes, that's a smart word I use in some presentations. It makes me look smarter. Aptitude is a natural ability to be good at something. And it's an interesting story about Steve Jobs. Everybody thinks that he's this great leader, but initially he had aptitude for what he was doing, for building Apple as it was initially. But what you need to have is an aptitude to be good at something, to actually execute to that level and love what you do. And he realized that at first he was running on aptitude alone. He was getting good traction, he was pushing people because he was good at it. But only at the age of 33, when he was fired from Apple, he fell in love with Apple. He realized how much he loved Apple. So these two things together, when you have aptitude and when you have love for what you do, will make you a great leader, make you a great entrepreneur, developer, whatever it is that you do, you need to have these two things. But I can tell you that initially, I thought my passion was dancing. I actually have been dancing since the age of 14 professionally. But at the age of 22, I felt that I was better at doing what I do now. Actually, I went through school of computer, hardware, network administration, and business and design. So actually what I do today, I design, I run business, and I work with hardware and software. I don't dance anymore. I go to a disco club or a salsa club, and I dance there, but it's just a little passion I have. What I do professionally is what I'm good at, where I have my aptitude. Another thing that what I've learned is that you have to hustle. And that's one thing. This guy is my mentor. Who knows who this guy is? Gary Vaynerchuk. If you don't know, he's very emotional, aggressive, very inspirational. business leader. He built his social media agency from 0 to 700 employees in 3 years or 4 years. He has his own daily show, video show, and a lot of different things, but he's the guy who taught me hustling is actually something you have to do every day to succeed in life and in business. So I wake up at 5 o'clock for the last two and a half years. I'm in this 5 a.m. club. So what I do, I wake up and I have my first hour divided in three 20-minute blocks. I wake up, I do my yoga or body fitness, then I set my goals, I review my plan, and then I learn. I do meditation, I do self-development, I learn. Because if I don't do that, I fail at my main duties of running a team of 30, 40 people. So hustling starts early in the morning, and I can tell you, I have calls till midnight with America. We service Asia, we service US, we have partners around the world, and I don't have business hours. I don't ask my team to work outside hours, but I love when they're available to answer my questions or just move things forward. I love that in people because hustling is something that it shows that you have some passion in you for something and you want to achieve things in life, so you are hustling. Of course, there's no point of working hard and dumb, so you have to work hard and smart, but you have to always move. You have to always move, bounce with people, bounce with businesses, bounce with problems. I like also things that this guy said, the CEO, a business manager, CEO, his only duty is deal with shit. Deal with problems all day long. And that's what it feels when I come in, I look at the emails or I meet the first guy and his face just looks like, oh my God, so what happened? So I have to sit down and talk to them, find out what are the problems, deal with the problems all day long. It seems like nobody says thank you to the CEOs, does it? No, because you come in and you have to be the best, you have to be the leader, you have to bring everybody up. But you have to have that natural ability to actually be that guy. Of course, there's the opposite type of leaders who are passive, right? But they are really good organizers and facilitators. So I hope that I am that person that kind of balances the two sides. I'm running ahead, but also I am a leader, at least I think so. And it's a good book that was released a couple years ago called Collective Genius. I wrote a little review for the Latvian version. And I think a great leader is a facilitator, has three things in once. It's like a soccer game facilitator. It's an organizer of a soccer game, right? So you organize a playground for people, for spectators who come in and teams to play. So you have your customers, you have your teams, customers could be your spectators, and you have to set that field, right? So you as a leader, you have to set that field. The other thing is you have to be a great coach. So all day long you come to the office and you have to look at individual skills, who is a goalie, who is an offense, defense, and you have to use those skills to the maximum capacity. So your team can be the best in the world. And the third thing that a great leader has to be a great referee. Sometimes I feel I'm in a kindergarten. A guy on the left asks me to pass some information or ask another guy on the right to do something. And I'm like, really? So I take one guy from behind, another guy, let's go talk. I put them up across each other. I'm like, let's talk. What's your problem? What's your problem? A lot of times it's communication, discommunication, lack of communication. So you have to be able to facilitate open communication. And that's something I've been trying to accomplish over the last couple of years since I returned, is have people talk to people openly. In our organization company, after first 5 years, almost 5 years, I did not love my company. I did not have any emotional attachment to the brand. I felt it's just a product that we developed. So we did rebranding just this July, but it took me a year to actually get to that point. I realized we need a brand that reflects who we are, our values. So we also developed our values, company values. One of them was mentorship. And that comes strongly from me. I love to talk to people and try to mentor people. Other one is, and we do that with our customers. So we do workshops, we do demos, we meet one-on-one, we talk to customers, we try to mentor them into better solutions, better ways of doing things. Other one is family and care. And I think everybody would like their company, their business to be as a family. But that needs to be facilitated. When you see somebody bullying other guy around or pointing fingers, you have to be open about the fact that we are one family and we have to care about each other. The same thing with the customers. Then I'm an advocate for growth. Whatever growth it is, you could be growing physically or mentally, but we have to grow internally, and also we have to help our customers to grow. So our tagline for companies, rise and tell. We help companies to rise by telling their stories through email. At least that's how we position ourselves. And the last one is honor. And I think the company in general, like we as people, we have to stand behind our words, right? Those are things that I believe in, and that's how I run or I manage the team. And again, I didn't step into a CEO's role, and I was employed. I didn't want to get there. When I came back, when the company was set up while I was abroad. The startup phase for the last 3-4 years was I was away. I came every 2-3 months back for a week, and I tried to, get involved with the business. But I was a kind of remote founder, so I came back and I really went hands-on on day-to-day stuff and trying to fix this communication. And honor was one of those things, or actually accountability. So you can keep somebody accountable, and somebody can keep accountable you. That's a huge issue. I felt that we had in the company. So we try to identify and describe what does exactly honor means, and how do you actually live that. But those were a few things that when we realized, and we have an infographic on the wall. We have stick them, and I can walk up and say, you see. Mentorship and this is what you do within any of these boundaries of those values that we have. Of course, individual characters, individual problems that people have on day-to-day life, but at the basic fundamental level, everybody has to be on the same page. So I do individual dialogues with individual people or group talks, and that has helped my company a lot. So one last thing, the way I like to say and live is I live with our arms wide open. It's the problems, it's the new learnings, experiences, and the company is just gaining from that. That's it. Thank you, guys. It was short. I didn't even notice. I thought it was 2 minutes.
Thank you. Well, it was straight like 15 minutes, but a good 15 minutes. And I'm going to take off from you now and give you the first question in our Q&A session. Rather philosophical question. What makes you wake up in the mornings? You said you wake up at 5 for the last 2 years, and probably there will be students and other members of the audience interested in hearing this.
I have an answer that came to me like a week ago. I was actually just before bed. I told my wife, I'm scared of standing still and not growing. And that's one thing. She's like, how can you get up at 5 every morning? She's like, come back. She's like a little Sirena. She's like, come back. And I was like, no, because I need time for myself. I need to grow. I need to learn. I need to move. Because my end vision of my purpose in life, I want to change life of many people. It doesn't matter how. I want to change life like Steve Jobs, through products, through technology, through software, whatever it is. I want to change lives. I cannot do that when I sit still, when I don't grow, when I don't learn. So 5 a.m. is just for myself to become a better person.
All right, thank you. And probably after this great presentation, you had some questions as well from the audience, I mean. Are there any? Well, you can ask them both in English or Latvian, so it doesn't matter.
None. Okay, there's one.
Jānis Rozenblats. Esmu no valsts pārvaldes, tāpēc man interesē biznesā vai tāda lieta kā izdegšana. Nebaidieties no tās. Paldies.
So, question was a burnout, right? Am I not scared of burning out? No, I'm not, but I have done it. And I think it's a question, how quickly can you get back on? And that's something, it's teachable, right? There's different levels of preparation for like a human being to be good at something, right? And you can be recovering a longer period of times, and it's mental stuff. A lot like meditation helps you recover from a lot of problems very fast, right? So how do you prepare yourself for these problems that will come? Like breathing exercises. A problem comes to me, something for somebody it could be almost just shocking and deadly, and I just look at it and say, all right, well, let's think about solution, let's fix this and go forward. Either you can go back and cry for a day about the problem, whatever. So it's about recovery time, and you can actually teach yourself, you can develop a much shorter recovery time, so you don't, burnout is a stress. So if you don't allow stress to come in, and you don't accept that stress, then you don't burn out that easily or that quickly. So I would say I can burn out once per couple of years, and I need just a few days to recover. Either it's a death, either it's a business bankruptcy, whatever it is. And it's just preparation. So those who sweat more in practice will bleed less and more, and I believe that.
All right, thank you. Well, we could have one more question from the audience. Do we have one, or we can carry on? Vai mēs varam turpināt, ja mēs runājam latviski?
Thank you.
Labi, tad paldies, Jāni. Un maz pateicība par to, ka piedalījies.
Paldies.